Hello, and welcome back to English for Life, the podcast that helps you improve your English while exploring topics that matter. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Daniel. It's wonderful to have you with us for episode 5. Today, we're diving deep into a subject that is fundamental to everything we do in life. Our episode is titled, Believe in Yourself, You Are More Than Enough.
It's such a powerful statement, isn't it? We live in a world that often makes us question our abilities and our worth. We see curated perfection on social media and compare our messy reality to someone else's highlight reel. Today, we want to push back against that narrative.
Exactly. We'll be getting personal today, sharing stories from our own lives about our battles with self-doubt. We believe that being open and vulnerable about these struggles is the first step to overcoming them. And of course, we'll provide some practical advice and new vocabulary to help you on your own journey.
So let's get right into it. Daniel, to get us started, I know you have a story about picking up a new hobby that really tested your self-belief.
I certainly do. A few years ago, I decided I was finally going to learn to play the guitar. I'd always dreamed of it. I bought a beautiful acoustic guitar, found an online course, and was filled with excitement. But that excitement faded within about a week. My fingers just wouldn't cooperate. I was trying to learn a simple song and the chords buzzed, my rhythm was off, and it just sounded terrible. The voice in my head was relentless. See, you're just not musical. You've wasted your money. You should just quit now.
That inner critic can be so harsh. It's amazing how quickly it can turn genuine excitement into a feeling of dread. It sounds like you were really at a low point with it.
Completely. I put the guitar in its case and didn't touch it for a month. I was convinced it was a failed experiment. The turning point came when a friend who's a fantastic musician came over. He saw the guitar and asked me to play something. I was mortified and explained that I'd given up. He didn't laugh or judge me. He just said, "Let me show you how I sounded after 1 month." He proceeded to play a few chords very badly with lots of buzzing, and then he laughed. He said, "The secret isn't talent, it's tolerance. Tolerance for sounding bad. You have to give yourself permission to be terrible at something new." That was a revelation.
Wow, tolerance for sounding bad. That's such a freeing concept. It takes all the pressure off. It's not about being good immediately. It's about being willing to be bad on the path to getting better.
Exactly. It shifted my entire mindset. I started again, but this time my goal wasn't to play a song perfectly. My goal was to practice for 15 minutes a day, no matter how it sounded. I embraced the bad sounds, and slowly the practice paid off. The belief in my ability didn't come first. It was a byproduct of my perseverance. It taught me that confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build through action.
It's so true that confidence is built, not found. Your story really highlights that the journey to self-belief isn't about waiting for a magical moment of inspiration, but about the small, consistent actions you take even when you don't feel confident at all. It's the discipline of practice that eventually blossoms into genuine self-assurance. That's such a powerful lesson, Daniel, and it connects so well to my own struggles with imposter syndrome, especially when I first stepped into a leadership role at a previous job. I felt like a child playing dress-up. I had this paralyzing fear that someone would tap me on the shoulder and say, "We're sorry. There's been a mistake. You're not supposed to be here."
That sounds incredibly stressful. How did that fear show up in your day-to-day work?
Oh, I would over-prepare for everything, spending hours on simple tasks just to prove I wasn't a fraud. In meetings, I'd have an idea, but second-guess it and stay silent, only for someone else to say the same thing to great applause. I saw my colleagues as effortlessly brilliant, and I saw myself as the one who was barely keeping her head above water. It was incredibly isolating.
It's a heavy burden to carry alone. What helped you break out of that cycle?
My manager, who became a wonderful mentor, noticed I was holding back. During a one-on-one meeting, she asked what was on my mind. For the first time, I was vulnerable. I told her I felt out of my depth. She just smiled and told me that almost every successful person she knows has felt the same way. She suggested I start a brag file, an email folder where I'd save any positive feedback I received. A thank you from a client, praise from a coworker, a project that went well.
So you were collecting objective evidence to counter the subjective feeling of being an imposter. I love that.
Precisely. Whenever the self-doubt crept in, I'd open that folder. It was hard to argue with written proof. It didn't magically cure the feeling overnight, but it gave me a tool to fight back. It taught me to base my sense of worth on facts, not on fear.
These stories show that building self-belief is an active process. So for our listeners, let's break down some actionable strategies. The first one has to be about managing that inner critic.
Definitely. A great technique is called catch it, check it, change it. First, you catch the negative thought, like, I completely messed up that presentation. Second, you check it. Is that 100% true? Did you really mess up the entire thing? Or were there some good parts? And third, you change it to something more realistic, like, I was nervous and stumbled on one slide, but I explained the other points clearly.
That's a fantastic practical tool. Another strategy is to embrace imperfection and aim for good enough. We often get paralyzed by perfectionism, which is really just self-doubt in disguise. Instead of trying to make something perfect, just focus on finishing it. Remember the phrase, done is better than perfect.
I love that one. And my final tip would be to curate your environment. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel inadequate. Your environment has a huge impact on your mindset, so be intentional about what you consume.
That's great advice, Emma. Now, all of this talk has included some fantastic English vocabulary. So let's switch gears and move to our vocabulary section.
Let's do it. We've got 8 keywords for you today. I'll start with our first one, fundamental. Fundamental. Fundamental describes something that is a basic principle or a central part of something. For example, understanding the basics is fundamental to learning any new skill.
Next up is self-doubt. SELF-DOUBT. Self-doubt is a lack of confidence in oneself and one's abilities. It's that nagging voice we were talking about earlier. An example sentence is, feelings of self-doubt can prevent you from taking important risks.
Our third term is imposter syndrome. That's IMPOSTER space SYNDROME. This is the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved. For example, many high-achieving people secretly struggle with imposter syndrome.
Number 4 is affirmation. AFFIRMATION. An affirmation is a positive statement that you repeat to yourself to challenge negative thoughts and support your self-belief. For example, using the daily affirmation, I am capable, helped change his mindset.
Next, we have perseverance. PERSEVERANCE. This is the quality of continuing to do something despite difficulty or delay. It's the engine of success. For example, his perseverance was rewarded when he finally mastered the difficult piece of music.
Our 6th word is vulnerable. VULNERABLE. In an emotional sense, being vulnerable means showing your true self and feelings, even when it's scary. For instance, being vulnerable enough to ask for help is a sign of great strength.
Almost there. Number 7 is relentless. RELENTLESS. Relentless means something that is harsh, persistent, and never stops. as in, the relentless inner critic can damage your self-esteem.
And our final term is intrinsic worth. That's INTRINSIC space WORTH. Intrinsic worth is the idea that you have value just by being you, completely separate from your accomplishments or external factors. For example, true self-belief comes from knowing your own intrinsic worth.
And that wraps up our vocabulary section. We hope those words and examples were helpful for you. It's amazing how having the right language can help us understand ourselves better.
Absolutely. So, as we come to the end of our episode, the main message we want you to take away is this. Believing in yourself is a practice, not a destination. It's about showing up every day, being kind to yourself, challenging the negative voices, and celebrating your progress, no matter how small.
You are capable of amazing things, and you are more than enough, exactly as you are right now. Thank you so much for listening and for spending this time with us.
We hope you enjoyed our conversation. Be sure to join us next time for episode 6 of English for Life, where we'll be discussing the art of effective communication.
Until then, take care of yourselves and remember to be your own biggest supporter.
Goodbye for now.